Now, let me switch over to some of the interdimensional and the dark occultic forces. We started out going back to the 9600 BC cataclysm, and you mentioned that that's when the dark occultic forces. Could you name some of those dark occultic forces? What are we talking about here? Or just put, is it like a priest caste or?
Yeah.
What, is that what it is?
Well, of course, this did start in its inception with what would be considered the Telestai and the Magi of the ancient classical world, selling out the human race to the highest bidder. And you find that religion and banking and royalty, they all work in concert together. And that's the way it is. But this is an interesting discussion on where are they and who are they? Well, as to who are they, they're everywhere. They're everyone. Let's take the Mormon Church. There's countless stories of interdimensional reptilians. Okay, you're familiar with the Draco reptilians, I'm sure.
Yes.
Now, there's just many people that have witnessed them under the main altar area in the temple in Salt Lake City doing human sacrifices. This has been on the web for 20 years.
You mean that these are videos of interdimensional reptilians doing human sacrifices under the altar of the main temple of the Mormons in Salt Lake City? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't know if there's any videos, but there have been eyewitnesses that have posted accounts of this on the web. And when you look at where did Mormonism come from? Well, it came from Freemasonry. Mm-hmm. All the founders of Mormonism were Freemasons. So then you go back to the Merovingian bloodline, which is an Illuminati bloodline in Europe. And, all the founders of Mormonism, all Merovingian Illuminati bloodline, basically Freemasons.
Okay, so we're talking about the religions now.
Well, the vast majority of people in most religions are hardworking, decent, law-abiding citizens. But at the top of the religion, where their decisions affect hundreds of thousands or millions of people, you'll find collusion or actual dark Illuminati. Let's take the Quaker religion. William Penn was the son of a British admiral. William Penn and some of his close friends formed the Quaker religion in England. They were arrested. They were basically not following the rules of the religious tenets in England. They were dissidents. So this is what happened. The son of an admiral, which means in England at that time, around 1620, 1630, whatever it was, if you were an admiral in the Navy in England, you were at the round table with the movers and shakers. You were in with the in crowd. Now, it's interesting that William decides to rebel and become this peace-loving, God-fearing son of an admiral. Becomes a dissident, starts a dissident community, and out of nowhere, the Illuminati king of England, because Henry VIII, Henry Tudor, was the king that signed England over to the Illuminati agenda. After Henry VIII, all rulership in England, whether it's supposedly elected or royalty, is always in lockstep with the New World Order Illuminati plan. So out of nowhere, this Illuminati king gives young William Penn Pennsylvania for free. A landmass of virgin timber and mineral deposits bigger than England, Scotland, and Ireland combined, just out of the goodness of his heart. Well, that's what people are told. Let's take a look at the statue of Billy Penn on top of City Hall in Philadelphia, and let's have the analysis of my Amalekite mother tell us what's really going on here. William Penn has in his right hand a rolled up scroll by his side. That rolled up scroll, according to Freemasons, means that you're in possession of secret and occult knowledge, that you know the inside story. That's number one. Number two, William Penn.
Okay, you were saying number two, William Penn, after the scroll.
Mm-hmm. Well, the second thing is William Penn has in his left hand a bag. My Amalekite witch mother, Illuminati pedophile, mass-murdering mother, told me when I was being trained in the true history of the world that that was a symbol for all the dark occultists to know that William Penn was a warlock. All warlocks have a bag. That's what she said to me.
Right. And in fact, we learned at the Free Your Mind conference that all of those buildings at the center of Philadelphia, including the Quaker Meeting House, were built on mounds, on sacred burial mounds going back 1,500 to 5,000 years of the Native Americans. So we learned that the buildings at the center of Philadelphia, the capital Pennsylvania and of the United States, were built on mounds, ancient Native American burial mounds going back 1,500 to 500 years, to 5,000 years, with intersecting ley lines. And that these founding fathers were mound gritters, were appropriating that sacred energy.
Absolutely. My mother told me that the dark occultists were working with the energy that was left to them by the Indians. That's why they use a lot of Indian names for a lot of the places that they found. They're absolutely 100% fully skilled in the use of ley lines and geomancy to poison the morphogenic field. And that's basically what keeps them in power, because this holographic creation that we're in, we are epigenetic beings. And if you can manipulate the base energy frequency, you can basically control the thing. And they totally know all about what the mound builders were doing, and they use that energy.
Now, let's look at some of the interdimensional, luciferic or satanic or extraterrestrial forces that the satanic Illuminati, use the energy of or communicate with. Could you talk about that?
Yeah, as I was giving the let's say the standard Babylonian Anunnaki history, that the Draco reptilians attacked the Earth and basically took it over in 8 minutes. And that the rank and file Illuminati dark Satanists were doing what they did to appease these dark reptilian entities. And they served the dark side and feed the negative energy to these dark gods in order to keep humanity alive. Nothing could be further from the truth, but you need something to hang your hat on to justify being a pedophile.
Right. So have you witnessed ceremonies, or do you know about ceremonies in which actually dark interdimensional beings or extraterrestrials appear, like the Moloch that they burn in symbol at the Bohemian Grove, etc.?
Yes, the cult leader when I was growing up in Arden was a man named Buzz Ware. He had that art gallery, and the Church of Andros, the Marquis of Hell, was in the back of his art gallery. Buzz Ware supposedly was a reptilian shapeshifter, and he could go back and forth between human and reptilian. And I have memories of being in the presence as a child of what would be considered your classic brown, hooded and cloaked reptilian, wearing a brown hood and cloak and having the classic reptilian face. I have memories of that.
Right. Now, for example, in the annual Bohemian Grove ceremony, where they burn the figure of Moloch and they have a ritual, a symbolic ritual, human sacrifice, that's said to be symbolic. But as you pointed out, there are up to 800,000 children that disappear. And the power structure is there. So are you told that the power structure is satanic and Illuminati?
Oh, absolutely. One of the first things my father and mother got clear to me and my brothers when we were growing up was the Illuminati control the world and control the police. There's nowhere you can go for help. And there was a murder of a friend of mine who went septic. His name was Brandon Ploner. And in Arden, 10% of the town is non-cult. So I went to a Christian family down the street and told him that my friend had gone septic from being raped in a satanic ritual, and he was dead, and the police should arrest my father and the other people who were involved in this horrific murder. And he went to the police, and the police told him, oh, we know what's going on in Arden, Delaware, but we can't do anything about it. And that man moved out of the country with his family later. The police in the 1930s tried to shut down the cult in Arden, Delaware. 3 police were killed immediately, and then the cult said to the police, do you want some more? You have to understand that the oligarch families that have trillions and billions of dollars have assassins at their disposal, have all the media, can buy any number of people to say anything about you that they need to in order to frame you or destroy your life. There's really nothing the police can do. They have a gun to the back of their head. Only if a large amount of them stood up and said, we're not taking this anymore, would there actually be change. That's why the police and the military in America are called our dogs by the high-ranking Satanists. They consider the military and the police of this country to be dogs, to be used as